Struggling to make your focal photo pop without it getting lost in your layers? Today, for layout 4 of Tee It Up Thursday, I'm sharing the ultimate framing secret that completely changes your page design. And it's so easy to do. When you have the right papers, like this frame here from the Fussy Cut page of Western Girl, it's really, really easy to put a frame on a frame on a frame. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on this layout. I'm going to use my papers to set up the frame. I'm going to cut out a circle. I'm going to go and fussy cut out all those pieces, and then I'm back. So I went and cut a 1-inch frame using my layered sunflower paper. As you can see, I put the green paper down on top, and then I'm going to use the frame which I fussy cut out. Isn't it great, that giant mega frame? They're called Mega Fussy Cuts. If you want to go and check them out at Scrapbook Fantasies, they are fantastic. They have all the frames in Mega ones, which are really, really good for layering and popping your photo within a frame on a frame on a frame. So I am fussing around a little bit here, and I'm going to confess I fuss too much with this layout. I second guess where I place everything. I'm still not 100% with the layout, but you let me know in the comments down below what you think of it in the end. But also tell me, do you like to use frames on your layouts, or do you just want to have the flat plain cardstock or flat pattern paper in the background? I like to layer it up, as you know, so I always try and have that frame in place. And then by putting in these mega frames, aren't they magic? Like, that's just magic, that frame. I love it. I'm so glad I've bought a few of those. That's the one ideal thing, is that I do buy those mega frames because you never know when it's going to come into handy. Now, here's me fussing and fussing and fussing. The frame is not sitting for me, so I'm a little bit annoyed about that, so I will play with that a bit. Pardon me. As you see, lifting it here for the first time, trying to smooth it out. It's really not being very helpful. Sorry about that. I had to go and have a bit of a cough. So I'm just lifting it, and of course I'm using that really tacky tape, which doesn't help because it doesn't want to allow it to lift, and I'm afraid I'm going to tear it, and I don't want to. So I'm layering it up, and I wish in hindsight I'd just adhered it in the first place when I had it in the air, and it would have just sat perfectly. But no, I thought I would get it down and put into place. So the tacky tape is really, really tacky, and also on the shiny satin sheen here, it's really clinging for some reason today. So I finally work out how to get that frame down nice and flat, and I'm happy with that. There's no ripple in it now. So I'm going to tuck in the bottom circle there and just watch it, because I do fuss with it a little bit more as we go on and I start working out where the photos are going to sit. Now, I have 3 photos here. These are of my daughter. We were at Boots and Beats, and she was riding the bull. Now, you've already seen me ride the bull, and if you haven't, you should go back and check that layout out. That was hilarious. I ended up on the mat. She, of course, was able to ride the bull, but that's part and parcel of the fun, isn't it? So I'm just going to trim down that photo, and the reason I trimmed that down is because I don't need to have the crowd in it, because all the whole framing of the bull riding, I just needed to focus on her. Now look at this vellum. Isn't it gorgeous? This is a Western Girl vellum. You can get it from Scrapbook Fantasies as well. I have all the details down below, so you can go and check it out. And I love printed vellum because it gives that sheerness through to the page. It gives another layer of texture. You can use it for matting. You can use it for backing. You can use it for, as I am going to use it for, cluster landing. But with the patterned one, you can adhere it so much easier, because when you put the tape down, you don't see it through the pattern. So that's a great bonus when you're using printed vellum. And look at that sunflower. Isn't it rich? It's just beautiful. I love this vellum. So I've got a 2.5 by 2.5 square down the bottom, and then I've got a 3 by 3.5, which I'm putting in at the top. Now, I will move this top one a couple of times throughout the process, as you can see, because I'm auditioning it, and I don't necessarily like where it is at the moment. And then I'll put it down, but I'm telling you now, I will lift it and readjust it shortly. So I'm still fussing where these photos are going to go, because it's very important that your photos are actually the feature of your page, and you will really want them to pop, and they've got to look the best on the page. So I am working out where that's going to sit. And that's whenever you see me tapping my fingers on the desk there, you know that I'm thinking about it and I'm not happy with the layout. It's not coming together the way I would like it to be. So I'm still contemplating where those are going to sit. And yeah, I think I'll put in some of the embellishments and see if that helps me work that problem. And slowly, step by step, it's coming together. And I think, yep, I'm ready to put the photos down. But no, 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 no. I put the photos down, and of course, they're not in the right spot for me. And what do? I have to lift them again. So I've left this all in this time to show you that, it doesn't always go to plan. Don't always know exactly how my layout's going to work out. And, there are times that my layout comes together and I'm really not happy with it. And I can tell you that this is one of them. I thought I had a plan. I thought I had a design, and then it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But that's okay. It is what it is, and I have to just let that go. It's still a nice layout. It still does look good, but I could have done it better, I think. So anyway, I'm just tucking that circle in under that frame there, because I really want that frame to pop at the top. And that's very important when I'm layering up. Now that I've done that, I need to move the photo down, because I realized that the next photo will be up too high if I do that, and I won't be able to tuck it in under the frame, which is what I wanted to do, because I want it all to be linked and part of it. And then that photo now sits perfectly at the front as the feature photo. So by using the frame to frame the photos, it's allowed me to actually use the photos to frame this photo. Does that make sense? It's really allowed that single photo of her to pop, and that makes all the difference. And that's the whole thing, isn't it? Our photos are meant to be the focus of our layouts. All right, so I'm going to put the vellum down here. That's going to be a cluster point. It's important that I get that balance right. Always start with your lighter stuff at the back, and that's really important. Come forward. So I've got the landing point. I don't want it just sticking there in nowhere. I want it to actually have a landing point, and that's why I decided I'd put that vellum into play. No idea why I am using tape to put this fussy cut embellishment down, but I have. Maybe because it's the long pieces there. I don't know. Maybe because I was using it near vellum. I didn't want glue near it, but it's okay. It works in the long run. And it's going to draw your eye up the page. And I like how that cactus really does that there. And that's when I realized that, you know what? I can't have that sunflower behind that frame. I actually need it in front of that frame, and I need it to sit in under the photo. So I'm going to put it there. And then now it's going to be a landing point for another cluster, and you'll see that happening in a moment. And I'm much more happier with that. So I've been able to bring the frame to the front. I've got 3 points with those sunflowers now at the front. If you can look down the bottom left-hand corner where I've scrunched up the paper, that's 1 point. And then I've got the 2 landing points for the clusters, and that makes the 3. So I'm very happy with that. Look at these beautiful fussy cut embellishments. So they're in the cut apart sheets, and that one was from the frames. They were the ones inside the middle of the frames, the big sunflowers. So I utilized those for this layout. I've fussy cut these cactus bushes out of the fussy cut pack that you get for Western Girl, and I'm just layering up some more of the sunflowers and the longhorn bull up there, and I'm adding in a boot, cowboy boot, and I've got a horseshoe for luck, and I've also got a hat, because you've got to have a hat when you're a cowboy or a cowgirl. My daughter has a great collection of the Kubras, so that suits her perfectly. And I'm just tucking in the foliage into the clusters there so that they've got bulk, and it's carrying your eye around it. And look at the frame. Doesn't it stand out now? Now I'm happy with the frame. It looks great. And the photos are really popping off that page with the florals coming up the side. I'm just tucking in a few more little embellishments there into that top cluster, and look at that, isn't it just magic? So I go off screen, and I do use chippy strip to pop it up to give it some depth and layering, because it's always important to get some depth and layering, and I like to have the dimension on it. I also fussy cut out another sunflower, which I put in behind the hat, and I put in the leaf there. So that tied that together, and I drew the 3 points around with the hat. I mean, with the sunflowers. Sorry, words are hard. It's very late at night and I'm doing this and I'm really tired. I just added in the date of the event because that's important as well. And now I'm just going to set up my visual triangle with my pops of colour, and I'm using black because I really wanted to tone it down a little and make it not so harsh for your eyes as well. So by toning it down with the black pops of colour, that's really helped to set up that visual triangle. And now your eye quite naturally roams around that page and those photos really do stick out. So there it is up close and personal. You can see the depth and the dimension behind those sunflowers, and you know, it's come together. So that's layout number 4. Go and check out Mel and Amanda. We're all creating our last one for the month. I think I'm getting the lurgy. I'm getting sick. It's starting to affect my throat. Really, really sorry. Nice and close. I really love that vellum, as I said. It does make a big difference. This is number 4. What do you think, guys? Did it a hit or a miss? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. I really, really need you interacting and watching to the end. All right, now for a recap of the month, let's have a look at the layouts. This was last week's layout, and as you can see, it was quite a simple one. This is the week before that, and I used the squares here to create the design. And look at that, beautiful James Johnston. And then this was the first week where I cut the fence posts and I used the pops of colour to set up the nails. And look at that, I just love it. And yes, these are all powered by country. Look at it, fantastic. Number 2, James Johnston, awesome. He even gave me a shout out. Here we go here. We've got layout number 3, quite a simple design. And of course, here's my layout number 4, framing it up. Frame up your photos, make it shown. So which one is your favourite? Tell me. I'd love to know in the comments. Let me know what's down below. Don't forget to check out the playlist. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And I'll get back to you soon. Here's the next video. See you next month.